Hello, Army of Light, Galactic Federation of Light Earth Division, our boots on the ground. Good to see you guys again. It's actually technically December 27th, 2022, but this is really December 26th video. It's 12:06 a.m. I'm starting this video a little bit past midnight. This is just how my day after Christmas has gone. We had 11 people for dinner yesterday here at the house at my new floating home, and I was just so tired today. I slept in. I also took a nap, just trying to recover from all that work and entertaining, and it was just fantastic, actually. Feeling so blessed. My family's here, friends. It was just lovely. Okay, so it's today's Ascension Daily Update. This morning we did our first of 4 meditations for the Middle East. I thought that was just lovely. The energies were palpable. I was teary-eyed. Even though I had pre-recorded it, the team showed up. The energies were just incredible, I thought. So thanks everybody for showing up for that. I'm going to go ahead and record tomorrow nights for 7 p.m. Pacific time in the morning. It's too late today to do this, so when I get up, I'll try that. But today's channeling, okay, I had 2 beings again today, 3,800 words. There's a lot to go through today. We're making up for lost time, so it's been a couple of days since I've been able to connect with the GFL and talk about reptilians, but this is exactly what we did today, and a lot of information about you guys, the Army of Light, Earth Division, boots on the ground. So exciting. And just still hard to grasp and accept as truth. Part of me is still struggling. Most of me is like, yes, all in. This is happening. This is real. This is incredible. So enough of me is on board where I'm, doing these videos and, I'm participating at these very deep levels with this ascension. But always I'm just like this little is this really happening? Because this just seems crazy. But anyway, I'm having a blast meeting different members of the Galactic Federation of Light. Today, I had a really small being, and then I had a huge being come through. So they gave me some big contrast today in who was lined up to speak. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started in this. Thanks again for being here. And guys, I'm so behind on email once again with the holiday and with all your comments. I glanced through them, and you're so sweet and amazing. Thank you for all the love, all the support, and all the amazing things that you have to say so eloquently. You phrase things much better than I do. So we really are creating quite the dynamic here, and it's important. Thank you, team. Okay, so I went down the elevator, felt the tap, tap, tap. I said, go ahead, thank you so much. Have a seat. I'll be right with you as I kind of acclimate and kind of figure out who's in the hot seat. And I'm thinking 2.5, 3 feet, somebody small-ish, maybe even furry with little ears. Oh gosh, you guys, reminded me of somebody out of a Star Wars show, just this really cute, small, again, 2.5, 3 feet being in the chair. It was so awful too, because I'm like, thank you so much, my friend, for joining, for coming, and it's wonderful to meet you. Wherever you'd like to start. And I said, my little friend. I said a little. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I hope that doesn't offend you. I'm really honored to speak with you. Please, wherever you'd like to start. But I said a little. So awful. And they came in laughing like, it was cute. Thank you, Shauna. This being said, I am small in stature. That's okay. I understand this is not something you are used to seeing. The members of the Galactic Federation of Light are absolutely diverse. We come from all over the place in many different shapes and sizes and colors and backgrounds, and some of us don't even have bodies at all. So it's quite natural that you would have this reaction to me, a little bit of a surprise and a little bit of, what is this person going to be talking about today? So this being came through very clearly and just very uplifted, like nothing what you'd expect after looking at the being, but just really super expressive and so nice, so respectful. And then they go on here. I assure you that I have all the faculties that you do and that anybody has on this ship. I just have different gifts than other people based on my size. But first of all, it is a pleasure to meet you, Shauna, and to be able to speak with you. This is truly a delight for those of us who are working in this capacity. Thank you for this opportunity. I said, you are so welcome. And I said, thank you for the kind words and for your understanding. It really is a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. And they said, of course, Shauna, you are my equal. We have worked together before. Of course, you will not remember this, and we are prepared for that. There is a bit of amnesia happening. Maybe someday you'll remember me from other lifetimes and other situations where you are more actively involved with the Galactic Federation of Light. Yeah, you know, past, present, future, it's all happening right now. That's really hard for me to grasp, but, you know, in some capacity, I'm working more closely with the Galactic Federation of Light. Okay. Yes, I get that as a concept. And then they continue here. This is a very interesting existence that we all lead here. It is multifaceted and difficult for a human to grasp. We understand that, and we will still do our best to work with you and provide you with the information that you'll need to help fulfill your mission here on Earth. I said, thank you. I said, I feel all this love, all this support, and you do seem familiar to me. I said, I'm blown away by the level of participation here in this process and all the love that's coming through. I said, thank you. And they said, you are most welcome, Shauna. This is a plan that you helped create. We all very much appreciate this plan and the hard work that you and others put into creating it. A game plan that would be so foolproof, and would almost guarantee success in terms of what you're trying to create, trying to accomplish in this life. And I said, yeah, this really seems like a comprehensive plan here. I said, it's been an absolute delight speaking with all the different members of the GFL. It's just been an incredible opportunity. I said, it's like we're on the phone or something and we can just talk back and forth as if we're on our cell phones. And he says, yes, exactly, Shauna. It's as if you and I are speaking over the phone and we can have back and forth conversations and we can get to the heart of matters there. We can really discuss things in detail. I can hear you. You can hear me. We can ask questions. We can discuss things. It's very exciting, is it not? And I said, yes, it's completely exciting. I said, there are many people on the planet who would love to do this kind of work, to be able to speak with you in this way. I hope that as this progresses, more and more people are able to do this. And they said, oh, yes, Shauna, this is absolutely happening. There are so many people who will be doing this, have been doing this, and these capabilities will continue to expand as time goes on and as the planet is ready. As people come into their knowing and awaken, their gifts will be activated. And I know from talking with a lot of you that that's exactly what's happening. Your gifts are activating. And these gifts may not look like what you expect, channeling or connecting with your guides or getting the wisdom or connecting with your higher self and getting that guidance. It doesn't always feel, look, seem the way we expect. So I think everybody's getting that, and we're starting to open ourselves more and more to really being able to commune with them in this way. So it's so exciting. And then they said here, and this beautiful high vibrational energy will continue to spread and to grow. And at a certain point, at a tipping point, the light will have won. It is written, it will be so. And I said, yes, thank you. I said, can you tell me a bit more about you? And do you have any kind of a name that I might recognize? And they said, yes, of course, Shauna, let's start with the name here. And he spelled this name for me. I got one letter at a time. K, R, E, J, L, E, E. I said, okay. And then I said, how do you pronounce this? And he said, Craylee. So there's like a bit of a roll to the R, Craylee. And I heard that clearly. Craylee, clearly. Okay, I'll try to get that right. I said, thank you so much. I said, I said, where are you from? Do you have a name of your species? Again, small being, almost like an animal, maybe like what we would know, like maybe some ears, maybe some fur, 2.5, 3 feet tall, kind of a lean, you know. And I said, is there anything else you could tell me about you or your species that I may understand? And Craylee said, yes, certainly, Shauna. I am in embodiment as a 5th dimensional being. And then there was a bit of a pause, and there's nothing coming through. And he said, oh, excuse me, Shauna, I am unable to find the corresponding name or description in your field to be able to describe where I'm from. Let me just say that I'm from a planet that's not completely different from Earth. So again, my understanding with the channeling, you know, they are using my vernacular. They're using my vocabulary. I'm actually in real time helping to choose words even at times. So I'm a conscious channel. When you are a channel who, like a trance channel, like all the raw material with Carla, is it Eckert? Carla Euchert? Sorry, I've forgotten her last name. You know, back in the day, the Law of One stuff, you know, those folks went into a deep trance where they are not conscious and the information starts flowing through. For us, do you hear this rain? We're supposed to get 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. It's been dumping rain all day today. So anyway, that's the skylight up here and the rain's hitting it. Anyway, as I was saying, so as a conscious channel, it's definitely, I'm working with the beings as the thoughts come through, as the words come through. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 words that could be said that mean close to the same thing, and kind of in real time I can choose that word. So I have not much knowledge of planetary bodies, star systems, or any of that, sectors of our galaxy, universe, the Milky Way. I'm really quite ignorant of this stuff, so not surprising that, you know, he's not able to really tell me where he's from. And he said, dear one, it is just difficult to describe even or tell you the distance from planet Earth because this is a different dimension. And then he said, I will say in terms of how many light years in physicality my home planet may be from Earth, I would say it is medium, relatively speaking, in terms of the other members of the Galactic Federation of Light. There are many who are much further out. There are many who are from places that are closer to Earth, so he's somewhere in between there. And I said, okay. I said, are there other beings like you on the ship? And he said, I'm a member of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I came here as a full-grown adult, ready to serve, and I do plan to be on this ship until I'm well into my old age. I consider this my home. I'm having some incredible adventures, doing important work. It's highly satisfying. One of the things I like the most is the diversity here. Every day I feel like I'm able to make a difference. I said, that's wonderful, congratulations. And they said, thank you, Shauna, would you like to talk about reptilians? I said, thank you, Craylee. Yes, I would love to talk about reptilians. All right, and so he continued here. Shauna, the reptilian story, as you know, goes very far back. It would be difficult to convey to you how this all started. And I'm referring to even long before the reptilians who came to planet Earth to do what they're doing even today. What started as isolated incidences over what you would consider to be millions of years has grown into a deliberate, widespread, and concerted effort by a host of species and races. And unfortunately, it's not just humans or human-type beings who are targeted by this conglomeration. Even my species were victims a very long time ago. They almost annihilated my people. We were only able to survive and escape the grips of these negative reptilians by fleeing. There were host races who came to our rescue. We put out a signal for help and they came to our rescue. I said, great. Okay, thank you. I said, can I ask a question? He said, certainly. And I just wanted to ask, I'm like, how does this work with the dimensionality? Were there fifth density reptilians who were attacking you when you're on the planet, or your species back in the day? Were they working beyond the dimensions? Were they third or fourth dimension attacking you guys in fifth dimension? Or how does that work? Is there anything you can tell me about this? And Craylee said, Shauna, when this attack or interaction was occurring for my people, we were not yet to the fifth density. We were third and fourth density. Doesn't this sound familiar? And he said here, much as humanity is doing today, the negative reptilians generally work within this band of frequency. This is the easiest area for them to exploit. There is much denseness here, much fear, much divisiveness, much duality. The atmosphere, if you will, is congruent with their needs. As you climb higher in frequency, that is exactly correct. They are unable to work within this higher frequency band. It is fairly inaccessible to them, so likely they are working on breaking through and getting access to the fifth dimensional beings. And so he says here, so we too had to raise our frequencies to escape this influence. We were not an embodiment when this happened. We shed our bodies and then were reborn into the higher dimensionality while still retaining the core of our species' characteristics. This was a great increase in our consciousness, as you mentioned, toward love. And they said, this is such a better place to be. It suits us well. We felt as though we were at that lower density and learned what we could at that density. And it was time to graduate to the next level. So we chose this. And we were also assisted by higher dimensional beings, so much as you are today, in order to make this leap. It takes time in the way that you understand time. It takes effort. It's a process. But it's something we all chose, and we are better for it. So yeah, this isn't the first time that I've talked with a being who has been displaced by negative reptilians from their planets. So over the 4 years, I've met several of these. And these are our star family. They're helping us because it's near and dear to their hearts as well. They said here, there are many of us here as part of the Galactic Federation of Light who have been impacted by the negative reptilian conglomeration in some way, which you would call exploitation and abuse of human rights. We experienced this ourselves as a species, and many of us have. This is why the work that we do is so necessary and so fulfilling. We have a personal calling to this mission. Shauna, we are aligned with you. We also want to see humanity be successful in ascending, Mother Earth successful in ascending, and clearing out this negative reptilian influence from this planet and from this entire sector of the galaxy. We have a ways to go, but now is the time, and progress has been incredible, moving forward at exactly the right pace. This plan, Shauna, as you can see, has many facets to it. There are many layers and moving pieces. You and the team of light that have gathered around you to support you and to support this mission are all interconnected in this way. We have hinted at this previously, but now we believe that all of you in your hearts, deep within you, understand this to be true. So I would like to be the one to formally state it right now, today, that yes, dear ones, this is true. You have volunteered for this. This helps complete what you have set out to do in this lifetime. Congratulations to each of you for getting to this level of awareness, for embracing the possibility that this could be true. We connect with each of you. All right. So we've been talking about this, and the GFL mentioned at one time in the first set of channeling that I did for them, back a year and a half ago. If you're watching these videos, if you are drawn to this frequency, you are likely a member of the Galactic Federation of Light. And now we peel the layers even further to know that you too probably have some connection to the negative reptilians in your background. So this is what binds us together as a team. And here you thought you were just watching this crazy lady on YouTube. So how cool is this, you guys? So Craylee is confirming that this is what is binding us all together here, our army of light here, Earth Division. It seems like from those of you who are having the ability to comment and wanting to comment publicly, that this feels probably pretty right to you. Especially there's a core of you that have been with me since the very beginning of this YouTube channel. It's been, gosh, 2.5 years now. Is that right? 2.5 years. It's just incredible. I overuse that word, but that's how I feel. So Craylee continues here. Imagine a formal handshake and a hug and a smile, a warm greeting for each and every one of you who received this message. Each and every one of you. How do you feel about that? Shauna, as other guides have stated before me, what you have taken on is quite massive. It is a grand plan. It has been in the making for a long time in the way that you understand time. And now we all get to participate at deeper and deeper levels as all the moving pieces begin to coalesce and start to work as one cohesive unit. There is much to do. You have been mobilized. We're now helping to direct you. We are helping to guide you, but most importantly, we are here to inform you, he says. All right, and this talks more about the future here. In the coming weeks and months, days, weeks, and months, the information will continue to flow in. The picture will continue to be painted, becoming more and more clear for those of you hearing these transmissions. What may be quite difficult for those of you hearing these messages is the knowing that humanity on some very basic levels is complicit to the reptilian agendas. There is a level of participation here that must be seen and understood in order to be counterbalanced. This is that exploitation piece of the puzzle. And then he continues here. They've been able to coerce you, for lack of a better term, into going along with their agendas because they are master manipulators, very conniving and very intelligent. They have understood how to work with your free will, work within your level of understanding and awareness to complete their objectives. This is not the first time I've heard this. Somehow, guys, on some level, we are in accord with this. And Melchizedek has spoken about this. The GFL's talked about it. And this idea of freedom and sovereignty and knowing who and what we really are beyond this illusion is critical to us, surpassing this, getting beyond this, and making different choices for ourselves. And for God's sake, people don't even know there are choices. And so this is another big part of what we're doing here as the Army of Light, helping others understand that there are choices, that this isn't the only way you have to be here. You don't have to do this. You don't have to think this way. You don't have to buy into this methodology, into, this structure, into this program. You don't have to do what your parents did or what others are telling you to do, right? We are breaking free of this stuff and creating our new path, being led with the heart. Okay, how cool. And then Craylee continues here. Major lines have been crossed. Humanity has said enough. Mother Earth has said, I'm ready to ascend, and plans have been laid and are set in motion to make it so. This is the scenario at its most simplest. We understand that it feels much more complicated to each of you. And then he said, Shauna, this represents everything that I had set out to communicate to you. Do you have any further questions? I said, thank you so much for this. I said, I'm still curious about the different densities and how all of you come together on like a Galactic Federation of Light ship and interact with each other from different dimensions. So I'm just really curious about how that works. But I said, other than that, this is great. Thank you so much. Thank you for the confirmations also. And then he says here, thank you, Shauna, and thank you to all the dear ones who received this transmission. Our hearts are with yours. We love you. We support you. We are your humble servants, and we will be here until the end. Thank you, Shauna, for your time. I said, thank you so much. Okay. Okay, so my heater just came in. Hopefully that's not too loud because I'm cold. My pellet stove igniter has gone out. It went out yesterday before everybody got here. We're just rolling with it. All right, I took a quick pause. And then I got back into it here. My lips are still really chapped. But my friend gave me this really cool lip balm. Helping a lot. Okay. All right, I took a quick pause and I said, is there anybody else who was going to want to come through today? And I feel the tap, tap, tap. I'm saying, thank you so much. Please have a seat. And man, just within 30 seconds, I felt how ginormous this being was. I was just, oh boy, oh my gosh. Huge being. After kind of the smallish, sorry, I don't even want to put a name of it. After Craylee, and then we have this huge being that comes in. I mean, I'm talking like 40 feet tall. It felt like 40 feet. And, I just kind of saw white and I saw just this huge being. I'm like, wow. I'm like, thank you so much for joining me here. I'm so glad that you can make that chair as big as you need to. I said, wherever you'd like to start. Thank you. And then they said, hello, Shauna. Thank you for this opportunity to converse with you. What a pleasure this is. I said, you're so very welcome. You seem like a large being, relatively speaking. There I go again. I could have totally offended this being by calling them large. I've got to stop. And he said, yes, Shauna, I'm glad that you've added the descriptor relative. Yes, for what you would imagine, I'm a very large being. You might consider me a giant, especially after Craylee, who you just spoke with. Now we get to hit you with a really large being. How do you feel about that? I said, I love it. Big contrast here. So exciting. Thank you for coming through. You are most welcome, dear one, he said. This is my pleasure as well. I say he, but it may not be a he. And they said here, I'm a member of the Galactic Federation of Light. Yes, I am in embodiment. So I really wasn't sure. I had thought that, like, I wonder if this being is an embodiment because it was so big. I just thought maybe it's not. Maybe it's not an actual body. I am an embodiment. Even at this grand size, there are accommodations for me, and it is quite comfortable. I'm just happy to be included. I come from a long line of Galactic Federation of Light members and other servants in this way. I carry on the tradition with my current service with the Galactic Federation of Light. I said, that's wonderful. Congratulations. Thank you for being of service. And he said, certainly, Shauna, I could say the same for you. As Craylee mentioned, we are here, Shauna, to help paint a picture that will be helpful for you and the Army of Light Earth Division. I love when they talk about you guys. It's so great. I said, yes, thank you, my friend. And I just started feeling my energy go deeper and deeper and deeper. And then they said, and Shauna, the picture that we're painting, unfortunately, is a dark one. There may be little sparks of light here and there, but it is difficult to tell you that this has been a most deplorable and sinister situation for this entire plane of existence. And I know, Shauna, that you wonder, how can this be so? I've lived a beautiful life. There's so much love here, so much sweetness, so much kindness and joy. How can this be so bad? Shauna, it is true that you have extreme opposites and everything in between, in terms of the human condition, spanning from absolute love, joy, and peace and happiness to the depths of despair, darkness, misery, and fear. Humanity has chosen the path of ascension and has chosen to break free of the negative reptilian influence. It is that hope, that joy, that love that has allowed all of you to make this choice. So yes, it is here. It can be felt and it can be seen. But for many on the planet, for most of their time here, it is inaccessible, meaning love, hope, peace, happiness. It has become too much about survival and not enough about growing. I'm really kind of deep into this being's energy field at this point, really almost trance-like, so much so that I really couldn't even remember what was said the second half of this conversation with this being until I was prepping for this video. I will say, in terms of the survival idea, I had just a few minutes today to do a little bit more research on the Middle East and Afghanistan and the Taliban and the rules and, you know, what are the Afghans saying? And I read a quote here that said 98% of the people in Afghanistan were polled and they consider themselves suffering. 98% say they are suffering. And they're extremely poor. Lots of poverty, really desperate. I mean, they're like bigger families are selling off their daughters to men to be able to feed their families. These awful, awful decisions that need to be made about survival. So I'm learning a little bit more about really what's happening there, digging in a little bit because it interests me. And also I think it's going to help with these meditations and these visualizations I'm doing, that we're all doing this week. Anyway, so at least for that country, man, that is really something that's absolutely true. It's no accident, Shauna, they continue, that you have led a beautiful life. It has not been without challenge, without pain, nor fear or sadness, but it has been quite complete, quite joyous with an abundance of love. Yes, it has. I'm so blessed. This has helped you come to this point, Shauna, where you know yourself as a beacon, where this high vibration that you're able to carry can be shared and be spread throughout the collective, all the while allowing you still to be grounded as a human here, relating to the plight of others, understanding the depravity that can be here. Yeah. Even so, you have the ability to hold hope. And everything that you've set out to learn, all the information that you've gathered to this point, the preparation, the depths of your understanding, Shauna, is only now just beginning to be known by you. Absolutely true. You've seen so many different facets of the situation here on Earth and beyond it. You've been and you are and continue to be a member of the Galactic Federation of Light. You continue to be plugged into this model, and you will open further and further to the gifts that you have brought with you for this particular lifetime to successfully carry out this particular mission. And as you are well aware, you are never alone, dear one, not even close. I said, thank you for that. It's very sweet. Oh, it's my pleasure, they said. Let the rapture begin. This team is ready. You will help ready more and more people as this plan continues to unfold. So much to do, so little time, as we've all been saying. Shauna, continue to maintain your focus. Continue to be available. Continue to be open. Continue to take care of yourself. We will be switching into a higher gear with the new year, 2023. You will be ready. All of you will be. I said, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. Shauna, I am ready to take leave if this has been satisfactory to you. I said, it has been more than satisfactory. Thank you so much for this. I said, I know this is hard, but do you have a name or something I can refer to you as? And they said, let's just leave it at this, Shauna, the big guy who loves you. Wow, that was really cute. The big guy who loves you, loves all of you. I said, thank you. That's wonderful. We love you too. And that was it, basically. We wrapped this up. All right, so a lot here to digest. This was a lot of channeling, 3,800 words. I think this was kind of the most, I think, since we've started these GFL interviews. Really uplifting. I think, too, what's becoming so important is the context around the reptilian influence, understanding the history, understanding the basics of what's going on here, getting the bigger picture. It's not just the shocking facts and, you know, the things, you know, like that they're doing, you know, to really instill fear in us. You know, this team, the GFL, is really, I think they're taking a beautiful approach to cluing us in on what's been happening here with a lot of love, a lot of respect, and in the right amounts. I hope you guys agree. All right, team, I'm going to wrap this up. Tomorrow, I plan to do another channeling like this, and we will do another Middle East meditation, setting affirmations and intentions for them at 7 p.m. Pacific time. If you're able to join, great. Join whenever you can, and join any one of these that you can. Certainly, you don't need to join all of them. It's just I was feeling very much called to really dedicate this week to the Middle East. I'm not sure about Friday anymore for the Zoom calls. My weekend's getting very busy. I think I'm going to schedule the Zoom calls for next week. All right, team. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.